welcome on board Sudip Bandyopadhyay as well to talk to us about the markets. Of course, metals is one space that we have discussed in detail. So why not talk about one of the leaders of the market today, and that's the entire real estate basket as well. Again, there's no incremental news flow, but the likes of Lodha, Phoenix, DLF, they're all doing quite well. And Sudip, time and again, we keep on getting these videos and news flow around how one of the launches was made and it was completely sold out. Do you think it's just a bit of euphoria, or there's a genuine demand as well when it comes to real estate right now?
Well, Anisha, I think real estate sector is in a sweet spot. If we take a view of medium to long term, I think the sector will definitely reward investors. Short term, there can be some challenges here and there, and they may be company specific also. But by and large, it's a secular growth story for medium to long term. Now coming back to these marketing videos, I think we have to take them with a pinch of salt. No need to get really excited by seeing the marketing videos. But the fact remains that the demand is strong. There is urbanization happening. There is demand for slightly larger homes. There is also demand for people moving from rented apartments and buying their own property using housing loan. In spite of the fact that housing loan costs have gone up, I think it hasn't affected the housing demand. We also must not forget that beyond the residential part, the commercial part also has started picking up. There are pockets of challenge, but by and large, I think commercial also has started doing good. Most of the metros, we are seeing a resurrection of demand. Also, we must also put together the fact that most of the real estate companies have cleaned up their balance sheets. They have got the tailwind because of this GST, RERA. So the entire sector has got more organized, more corporatized, and more, how should I say, trustworthy. So the investors are trusting more the sector and the numbers coming out from them.
Right. Sudip, what is your strategy right now? Just wait and sit it out because valuations pretty much across the board are looking rich?
Well, Aisha, it does look rich, but there are pockets, there are companies where the valuation is looking attractive even now. And we have been advising investors to, get into these stocks and these sectors. I can talk about a company, Reliance Industries, which I've mentioned. We strongly believe that there is significant upside potential for a long-term investor in Reliance through value unlocking of multiple businesses like geo platforms, retail and green energy in the coming days. We've seen the financial services bit play out to an extent through demerger process, but this is probably just the trailer. We'll see much more going forward. We also believe that some of the infrastructure and construction sector stocks, whether it's a NCC, whether it's a national NBHC, or some of the power stocks like NTPC should continue to reward shareholders in the long term if they are bought even at current levels. We are advising investors to be careful in a couple of sectors, particularly defense, where we believe the valuations have reached a level where the margin of error is extremely limited. We are not saying that these companies are not good or they will not do well over the years, but the fact remains that the valuation definitely, as things stand today, looks stretched, and it's better to wait and watch. Let the time correction probably play out before one ventures to buy into these stocks.
You know what, let's pull up the chart of JSW Energy, and not just a 1 day, 1 month, 1 week chart, but a 5-year chart of JSW Energy. And then you'll see that at the start of it, the first 2-3 years, the stock was actually in that 60 to 70 rupee range, did not do anything at all for a couple of years. Then it saw a massive re-rating, went on to the levels of almost 400. From there again went into a bit of consolidation, and now it's perking up and reaching those levels again. So look at that chart. For the longest time, it used to be 60-70 rupees, completely got re-rated, and it seems like there's another re-rating of sorts happening of that stock. I know Kunal is already very bullish on the counter. He's expecting 500 and plus levels on JSW Energy. But fundamentally speaking, Sudip, do you track this one closely? Any view?
Well, I think the excitement we are seeing now is because of GQG acquiring shareholding there. When a large investors acquire a significant number of shares in a counter, there is obviously some excitement. Overall, I think, as you rightly said, Anisha, the 60-70 level, it deserved a re-rating, and that has happened. I think at this level, after such kind of movement as we have seen in this counter, it is a bit risky for a short to medium term investor to get into it. From a long term point of view, I think there's fundamentally nothing wrong and one can get into it. But it may be better to wait and watch, let the excitement settle down a bit, then probably look at acquiring.
Right. Okay, that's JSW Energy. That's another buzzer in trade. In today's session. The other one, of course, is Indiabulls Housing too. Let's just mark that stock because that's been really holding very strong today. Of course, reacting to its earnings, Indiabulls Housing is now scaling higher by about 5.6% or so. Kunal, would you recommend a trade here?
Well, ideally, I would have not traded this counter because over the last 2-3 years, then the question is lack of participation from the other stocks from the auto pack, the likes of Maruti, Hero MotoCorp, which is still struggling largely. On Tata Motors, I would actually expect 750, 780 as a near-term target, say with a time horizon of 3 months or so for the stock. My long-term targets are quite bullish on the stock, so would maintain the stance on Tata Motors.
Okay, Tata Motors, that's the word coming in. Long-term targets are quite strong. But quickly wanted to get a word from you, Sudip, on the entire auto space. Would you play through the the main passenger vehicle and two-wheeler names, or would you go through the auto angs? Because right now, of course, you have a JBM Auto, a Minda, Electra Green Tech, even other names, Bharat Forge, etc. They've all shown decent amount of earnings, even Suprajit Engineering and the other smaller companies. What's the best way to play this, you believe?
Well, I think the excitement we have seen in the four-wheeler, two-wheeler space leaves a very little opportunity or margin of error. So I will still like to continue to play through the auto ancillary space. And we believe that there are still opportunities. You mentioned Bharat Forge. We like Bharat Forge quite a bit. And I think, it's just started showing positive results, at least in the performance side. Stock market probably still yet to re-rate it fully. Also, one must remember that inside Bharat Forge is a defense play. They also supply in a decent way to the defense industry, and there are benefits of defense make in India, which Bharat Forge also will get. So that's one stock we have been positive on for some time. Apart from that, I think Samvardhana Motherson can definitely be looked at. The kind of bouquet they have created through acquisitions is impeccable, and it definitely can be bought from a medium to long-term horizon perspective.
Okay, so that's the best way to play the auto angs, Bharat Forge, Mothers and Sumi, a couple of names that Sudeep likes. But on that note, we let you go, Sudeep. Thanks so much for making time and speaking with us.